The following program, though incredibly nerdy, is intended for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised, and you probably shouldn't watch if you're an overly sensitive pussy.
Why, hello there, and welcome in to another lovely stream here at the Den of Nerds Live. Oh, baby, I'm excited about this one, motherfucker! Because I got it. I got my mitts on it, I got my paws on it, I got my hands on it. 2 hands. I'm so excited. Yeah. Man, oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Just relax. Just relax. Don't worry. Don't worry. This is going to be a day long remembered. Don't worry. We're gonna get into it. But anyway, how's everybody doing? What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? You guys doing good? Here, let me get this pulled over here to this screen. Did you guys have a good weekend? How's everybody doing? Daniel Hall, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. Oh, you know what? Actually, I should mention this. I should talk about this a little bit. Hang on. Let me turn the music down a little bit. So let me address what happened, or what I think happened with memberships. Okay, so basically, I got an email. I probably got the same email a lot of you guys got, right? Let me break this down. Hang on now. So over the weekend, I got an email, and I bet a lot of y'all got the same email that I did, and it was something like, the Den of Nerds Live has paused memberships, so you've lost your benefits for now. We'll let you know when it comes back on, or something like that. Yeah. So I got the same email, and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked into it, and I tried to figure out what was going on. I really don't have an explanation. My best theory is that it has to do with joining an MCN, or a multi-channel network. I just recently joined an MCN. This is due to some back-end investment deals that I've made, and also to try to protect the channel in this crazy world of YouTube. I'm sure you've noticed how many channels are having problems. So I connected with a very powerful organization that can help me out. But I think that might have triggered some kind of reset or something, because the memberships got paused. And honestly, I went in there and literally just turned them back on. And I was like, well, this is fucking stupid. But it's actually kind of a blessing, because it made me realize that I haven't been pushing memberships like at all, bro. We had less than 1,000 members, which is crazy, because I guess I just didn't notice because the money didn't really change. But that part went down and other things went up, and I just didn't calculate it properly. I was like, holy shit. So it made me realize that, like, bro, we got to do a much better job of pushing memberships. But part of that is actually making it worth it to become a member, right? And to have a lot of awesome benefits and things of that nature. So I'm going to work on that this week. And one of the things we're going to do is this Saturday, chat, are you listening to me? This Saturday, we're going to do another one of these deep dives, these members-only deep dives. And this week, we're going to do Captain America, the first Avenger. And, bro, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for this one, because that movie is way better than a lot of people give it credit for. And Steve, of course, is very important to the overall story of Doomsday and the overall story of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So to go back and sort of retrace the steps of Steve's journey is going to be so fascinating. Like, I don't know how many of you even remember this, but like Steve's parents died in war as well, right? And that's something they cover and they talk about it with Bucky. There's all these like little things that are kind of interesting that we're going to try to piece together in a way that might explain some things that are rumored for Doomsday. So we'll do that. That'll be this Saturday. So if you're a member, look out for that. And honestly, guys, these streams are awesome. They are certainly worth the price of admission of a membership. And you can go back and watch all the ones that we've done so far. We deep dived on Iron Man. Definitely didn't fuck that one up and then have to reinvent the format and do it again. But then we did Hulk. We did the first X-Men. We haven't done X2, right? I don't think we've done X2 yet. But dude, those are great. So we'll do that this Saturday again at 11. So are you still planning on doing a breakdowns on the main channel for the member streams? Yes. So we have the Iron Man one almost done, and we're working on the X-Men one. But here's what I decided to do was, instead of release them throughout the year, we're banking them. So the streams will happen throughout the year, and then I'm going to bank those videos. And then I would say probably after the Endgame re-release, I'm going to start dropping those breakdowns then, when the hype is like real. And we'll probably drop one like every 4 days right up until Doomsday or something like that. So that's going to be fucking awesome, dude. I'm very excited for that. It's taking some time. It's taking some resources. It's a part of why I did some of the investment deals that I'm doing. But it's just like, when I thought about it, I like took some time to think about it. I was like, no, that's the right way to do it. So that's what we're going to do. All right, let me catch up on some soupies here, see what y'all be saying. Again, did you guys have a good weekend? Did y'all have a good weekend, man? You guys doing all right? Crazy world, huh? Crazy world. I just hope y'all are doing all right. That's all. Just try to keep your peace. You know what I mean? Try to keep your personal peace. All right. First of the day, Nick, appreciate that, brother, with a 10 spot. Says, what up, Josh? Long time. Just found out our Florida local Brad Meltzer is doing the Spider-Man Superman comic. You think with Gunn we will ever see Marvel vs. DC? Obviously, way down the line. Yeah, no, first of all, that's awesome, man. That's super cool, and always good to have one of them local boys doing big things. That's awesome. And then as far as the movie, I don't know. I almost feel like there is something there, and actually, ironically, because I actually don't think Gunn's doing an incredible job. I'm kind of still. I really don't think he's doing a good job, but I'm trying to be patient and let this thing unfold. I think Supergirl might surprise some people. Clayface isn't for me. Lanterns, I'm like, what the fuck? But, they could potentially still cook with some things. Ironically, though, one of the things that would be bad if Gunn left is that it would probably kill the possibility of what you're talking about, like the Marvel DC crossover thing, because his relationship with Kevin makes that, like, very viable, So, yeah, interesting, man. Appreciate the love. Zach says, your click just baited me. Much love, Nerd Avengers. I got to watch after work, but I hope everyone had a good weekend. And Josh, I hope your mouth is better. Nerd Avengers for life. Yeah, it's definitely almost 100%. I actually fucking hit it a couple of times this weekend. I'm just such a stupid brute in some ways. I hit it when I was trying to brush my teeth, and then that one really stung. I hit it when I was in the gym, and That one really stung. So I don't know. Maybe I should stop being such a dummy or whatever. But yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Appreciate you. What trailer? Den of Clickbait. No, I've got it right here. Okay? I got my paws on it, Josh. Just trust your boy. And don't worry, we'll get into it. I might not be able to show you guys or let you hear it, and you'll just have to watch me react to it, but I do have it. Daniel Ha, thanks. Welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. Fanastic, wow, what a name. Says, never turn me off again, Josh. I don't know what that means. Darth Saber says, let's go. Let's talk about that mall episode. What? We got to see his backstory with Savage and Sidious. Let's go, nerds. Wait, ain't no way. Ain't no way. People really excited about that mall show? Did it do some cool stuff? It showed you some backstory? I don't know. I'm not trying to be like super mean about it, but like seriously, who gives a fuck? Darth Maul? Do you really need more backstory to that character? He's gone. He's dead. I'm glad you liked it. Michael Alton, welcome to the Nerd Avengers. You are a Nerd Avenger now. Everybody signing back up. Love to see it. Stiltman. Justin, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers, brother. And Shake Prime, welcome back. Oh, actually, you're not. You're just doing a thing. Sorry. Had my son's first birthday party on Saturday. Dad Avenger for life. Oh, yeah. Was it awesome, man? I like your Dr. Doom profile picture too. I remember Liam's first birthday very vividly. It was super cool. We did that Hogwarts thing where you put out the things and he picks the house or whatever. And then I have this really cool photo of him at the table with this massive cake in front of him. Everybody in the room is so psyched and he is just fucking over it. It's one of my favorite photos of him. So yeah, I hope it was a good time for you, man. Yeah, those memories are real, you know. You gotta live in them. Darth Tazor says next month is 2 years as a Nerd Avenger. Let's go. 7 more weeks of Police Academy till graduation. Whoa. I hope you and the fam are doing well. Much love to you as well, man. And thank you. And 7 more weeks of Police Academy till graduation. Is that like? I'm assuming just because of the context of your statement, that's you're in the home stretch, kind of. How long is that shit, man? How long do you got to do the Police Academy for? That's interesting. Darth Joser says, did you pause memberships? I'll explain this again. I don't want to explain this all stream. I'll explain it again right now briefly, though. I did not pause them. They paused. I don't know why. My best guess is it's because I joined an MCN, but I went back in there and just turned them right back on. So I don't know. It was weird. Space Tricks the Night Primark says, pause Maul to watch this. Let's talk about 40K today. Playing my cousin in 2 hours. Whoa! Blue Boys versus Tau. Holy frick, those fish can shoot. What the fuck? 30 months. Yeah, that is crazy. Dude, that time will sneak up on you. So you're playing against some Tau today. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they shoot real good, bro. I think the best thing to do against Tau, like I guess what I would say, because I play Tau and I've also played against Tau, if you can jail them a little bit and maybe sacrifice a couple units to prevent them from taking over a lot of board space, you basically need to limit their shooting lanes. And if you can really limit their shooting lanes, I guess it kind of depends on what build they're playing too. But yeah, I'd say maybe turn it up a little, turn it up a little, try to lock them up. Man, Tau in close combat are like fish in a barrel, but good luck, man. That's awesome. That is awesome. VTJ Production says Josh gonna do his best soups and cry at the stream. I mean, yeah, maybe. David Jimenez says memberships may have paused, but we stayed nerd venging. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. Purple Funk with a 5 spot says, bro, I opened your Thirst Insta story in public. You can't be posting stuff like that on main. LOL, Chicago was a blast. Sold tons of toys and video games. Oh, dude, good for you. I'm glad it was a great success. And I'm sorry. I just have never had abs. And I'm starting to get abs. Not because of anything I did, but because it was really hard to chew food for like a week. And so I didn't eat a lot. And so I was like, wow, I have some abs. And so I just wanted to post it. Sorry. But good for you, brother. Glad you had a bunch of success. 5 months total. Okay, gotcha. All right, well, good for you, brother. You're on the tail end, man. We get to see Maul and Savage as kids and how Palpatine took him from his brother. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, look, that is cool. You know, I'm being a little facetious, but yeah, good for you. Glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. ZB with a 10 spot says, what if, for being a member, we get a cute seasonal pics of Joshua? This ain't a fucking OnlyFans. Nervous for Life. Also, Invisible finale was so underwhelming, but The Boys is really good. Thoughts? Yeah, I'm not necessarily. I thought the last episode of The Boys was not that great, actually, and I think The Boys is kind of meandering a bit, but they could bring it home. Invincible's tough because, yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed as well. The very ending with Thrag is actually awesome, but of course that was always going to be awesome. Like, that's a great part of the book. So I don't know, man. I'm trying to give grace because I think from here, Invincible's source material really turns it up. And so if they just adapt that, well, there's probably way more good ahead of us than bad. But I also just have to admit, like, this season to me was not what I wanted it to be. I had an expectation. I really felt like they knew they had a moment and they had sort of put resources into the right place and figured out how to capitalize on that. The animation thing for me is very tough. I know some people are like, dude, get over it. Okay, you know, I see you, but I'm really bothered by it. It's really bad, in my opinion. And some of the story stuff I just think is not great either. And that includes some of the changes made from the source material for, I don't know, modern audiences or whatever. Yeah, Invincible is like not it. But I think it has a chance to get it back and to be absolutely incredible. There's been so many great moments of Invincible for these 4 seasons. Like, I can't sit here and say, like, the show sucks. Like, not at all. But, damn, season 1 still just kind of seems like it's the best, bro. And that's wild. Like, I don't know. That's wild. How did Soups get the trailer to give to you? Yeah. No, I can't explain how I got it, but I got my hands on it. It's right here. I'm looking at it right here. You can't see it, and I have to make sure you can't even see the reflection in my glasses. And I can't let you hear the audio. But I've got it. And we're going to have an incredible time as you sit there and watch me watch it and react and get excited. And you can't prove that I don't have it. No, I'm just kidding. That's not it. Maul is better than the current season of Daredevil, Boys, and Invincible. Maul Ventures, rise the fuck up. Okay. I mean, do other people feel that way? I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not watching the Maul show. I'm not watching Daredevil. I watched Invincible. I've said what I had to say about it, and I am watching The Boys too. So I don't know. Animation is overrated. Well, what's this? A Warhammer post? What the hell? Oh, so it'll be May 1st, huh? They're going to unbox the whole thing? Whoa, okay. All right, yeah, I could deal with that. That's cool. Hell yeah. All right, okay, fine. Let's just do it. Let's talk about this shit. Yeah, I fucking clickbaited y'all. Shut the fuck up about it, okay? Here's what it is. Let me explain. I personally can't believe that Marvel Studios hasn't released the Avengers Doomsday trailer yet. And part of me actually thought maybe they would release it today. But something that happened that's kind of cool is what this situation has caused is some serious creativity out there in the fandom. And what I want to do is watch 3 different versions of the trailer that are actually getting like some pretty good views online, made by different independent YouTubers. Yeah, and oh, fucking cry about it. It's clickbait. Fucking cry about it and leave the goddamn shit. But these are actually pretty cool, so we're gonna react to these and have a good time. There's a Lego one. There's this one. This one really blew up for whatever reason, so I'm excited to check this one out. It's not actually in English. I'll translate it for you. And then we have this one done with stop motion as well. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, fucking clickbaited you. I fucking cry about it. Let me get this pulled up. Let's react to all these trailers. Let's watch the viewership numbers go down. I tricked you. What do you think? Is this bad? Was this bad? Was it a bad clickbait? I mean, I don't care if you think so, but I do want to know. Do you think it was bad? Are you real sad? Oh no, they're throwing tomatoes at me. Oh no, whatever will I do? 4 episodes into The Boys season 5 and this Game of Thrones season 8 all over again for me, man. I should have seen this coming. Yeah, I think it's in danger of being that bad. I don't know that it'll end up being that bad. But yeah, I understand you. You're teasing us with the Doomsday trailer isn't helping. Wait, what? What do you mean? What do you mean? Wear the Doom mask to compensate? What? Yeah, bad clickbait. You funny? I said, oh, thanks, man. Josh, you got to one-up Susan attain the Doomsday trailer early. Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? Y'all knew. Fuck, we mad for. Oh, yeah, fair. True. Okay, so you down to watch these Johns, though? Let me get these pulled up here. These are actually, I haven't watched these, but I was, like, impressed that people were doing this. You know what I mean? So let me get this set up here. We'll react to all 3 of them. Okay. So that looks good. Let me get this set up. All right, let's react to the Avengers Doomsday trailer as put forward by other artists and not the official Marvel account. Because Marvel won't release it. You know what I mean? Marvel won't release it, so the best we can do is all these people that are very talented are recreating the trailer and at least giving us something. So these recreations, that's what we're going to do today. So this one right here is JT Animations. 90K views for a channel with about 1,000 subscribers posted 3 days ago. That's fucking impressive. So here we go. Let's watch this first one here. And then we'll watch 2 more of these, okay?
Something is coming, something we might not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall divest with an unthinkable decision.
What? Whoa. Oh, it's Misty. Oh, shit. Where's the fire? They didn't put the fire in? Oh, what's this? What? He took a stab? Oh, damn. Oh, shit, they making out or something? What the fuck? Are they kissing everybody goodbye?
Time. They were far stronger than all of us put together. And they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one. Put aside your petty squabbles. Presume nothing except this.
Damn.
If you return, we will return as brothers
I mean, I don't even need the real trailer at this point.
We need a miracle. It can't be. Hey, pal.
Holy crap, that's absolutely incredible. Let's watch it back.
Something is coming.
Turn the volume down. So this is the part at the beginning where people describe seeing this on the ground and the destruction.
Before this day is done.
There's supposedly a superhero landing here. He doesn't take the mask off, though. Like, I don't know why that's in here. He doesn't take the mask off.
We shall divest with an unthinkable decision.
I definitely think that opening line, and I can't believe, I mean, he did the British accent so well, but I definitely think those opening lines of the trailer are going to resonate with people. I mean, the first time you're hearing Doom, and those lines are pretty cool, and I think it really frames the entirety of the trailer, but also the entirety of the movie. It's an unthinkable decision. It's a total calamity, the likes of which they have not experienced, and they definitely are going to make unthinkable decisions. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So this is the shot that's described. Actually, this is the new Avengers logo. That kind of looks like the older one, but This scene is described as well. You have the new Avengers. So the way this was actually described, I don't know if like he's just kind of getting this wrong or whatever, but I think what this actually is on one side of the room, I heard people say you're going to have Sam Wilson. Oh my God, my freaking dog's out there. Yeah, you're ruining the clip, Luke. You want to come say hi to everybody? No? sorry about that. So the way this was described is like, I think you got Sam Wilson on the left side with his Avengers, then you've got Yelena and Bucky on the other side with their Avengers, and it's described that they're on other sides of the room, and in the middle is the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, and apparently there's an image of like 3 circles or globes, which I think will end up being the 3 last Earths that will collide. That ties into the rumors and the leaks and everything like that. But yeah, so that's what he's depicting here. I can't wait to see this. It feels so like time runs out, you know, very much a Hickman adaptation there. Now, I do wonder about this, right? It just goes right in. I think it's the other way. I think he misunderstood. I think it's Mystique then turning into Yelena and then they fight, but maybe not. Yeah, these shots are all real. You know, we've kind of seen this in that one trailer where they, you know, Namor is interacting with them. This is going to be a thing too. I think Doom's going to be here too. That's the other thing that this trailer's missing is Doom is in all those shots. Maybe, I guess I should say, I'm not sure. I know in the movie he was going to be. It just came out. I forget who said this, but one of the scoopers or the insiders just said that Dr. Doom's going to have even more screen time than Thanos did in Infinity War, which makes sense because Doom's actually going to present himself as a hero for most of the movie and then flip on everybody, which is pretty cool. And again, here, the fire in the sky is supposed to get red, which, by the way, Chad, just on a side note here, I was thinking about this because in the shot in the trailer where Cyclops is doing the optic blast into the sky looks red, dude. Like, it looks red. And then I was like, oh, shit, you know, this could be something like what happened in Westview, and maybe Wanda's involved. Like, I don't know. Like, the sky being red is a really interesting element of this. And I obviously will know more when we see the actual trailer, but. And also, this fight here, I mean, he doesn't have the 10 rings. I assume that would be very hard to do in stop motion, right, with the actual 10 rings. But the way this fight is described by most people is, like, way better than what he did here. No offense. But, like, you know, you maybe have the staff and the 10 rings, and there's some kind of dancing and flowing with the energies and whatnot because, you know, Gambit can create kinetic energy. And Shang-Chi can control kinetic energy through, like, chi manipulation. So it's pretty interesting. And then, yeah, so this shot, right, that's in the trailer. But again, in the trailer, it's like all red in the background, even before he blasts, bro. Johnny and him hugging each other. What the fuck is that shot? Namor's like, what? No, what? Like, I don't understand it. He's saying goodbye.
I fought with many warriors.
Yeah, so what this is indicating is at some point in the trailer, it's going to shift into Thor making a speech, and it's, you know, we went over the speech. It's really badass, and it has to do with, you know, everything that has happened before will be meaningless if they don't stand up to this final threat, which is like an impossible threat. And so they're like, assume nothing other than if you come back, you're all going to be brothers and sisters bonded by war.
They were far stronger than all of us put together. And they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less than this one. Put aside your petty squabbles. Presume nothing except this. If you return, we will return as brothers and sisters.
Cool. Oh, Doom! The way that's described is Doom stops the hammer with 2 fingers. I can't wait to see how powerful Dr. Doom's going to be in this movie, dude. This shit's going to be crazy.
It can't be.
Now, this part also, I'm not sure about. Some people said this was happening in the ship. Some people say it happened in the battlefield. I don't know, but either way, yes, there's a thing where outside of a voiceover speech, this is actual dialogue that Thor has where he's like, whatever he says, like it's impossible or something. Oh, it can't be.
Hey, pal.
Hey, pal. Cool. All right. That's not a bad rendition there. We appreciate the work. I tell you what, let's do the Lego one next. Then we'll do the most popular one, the one that's considered the best, which the guy actually sketched on storyboards. So let's do this one next. Guys ready? Here we go.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
This is a pretty good one here.
This is the most scared I've ever been in my life. Our sacrifices will mean nothing if we don't stick together.
I'm Ben. Yancey Street, between Broome and Grand.
Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, you see what I mean? The transportation happens first. Oh, damn, blocked it.
Impossible.
Hey, pal.
It's, you know, isn't that interesting to see like the differences, the way people are interpreting it?
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter.
The English accent is great.
This is the most scared I've ever been in my life. Our sacrifices will mean nothing if we don't stick together.
I'm Ben. Yancey Street, between Broome and Grand.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Hey, pal.
Cool. So like that was like way less accurate to the actual dialogue and the pacing of the trailer. Really short, but probably just because it's like hard to do Lego shit, but still really cool. It captures the spirit of what we've heard. I mean, I like the Lego shit. It was interesting the way they used the 10 rings in the fight with Gambit. I think he did get the order of the Mystique thing correct. Yeah, fascinating, interesting to watch how everybody's got a kind of different take on it. All right, let's watch this one now. This will be the one we end off with, and then I'll face the chat. I'll face the scorn of chat, as I'm sure everyone's so mad at my masterful clickbaiting. Let's watch this one. Now, this one is not in English, guys, but it is fucking awesome.
Algo se avecina. Algo que tal vez no podamos evitar. Nunca en mi vida había sentido tanto miedo.
Dude, this music is tight.
No significarán nada si no permanecemos juntos.
Is this a real music? This is fucking tight, dude.
Just the street entre Broome y Grand.
Okay, so they have it the other way too. Interesting.
Imposible.
Imposible.
Hola, amigo.
That one's cool. I like that. I really like the music. It really sets the tone.
Algo que tal vez
And
no
she's the
podamos
fire.
evitar.
Here, superhero landing.
Nunca en mi vida había sentido tanto miedo. Nuestros sacrificios no significarán nada si no permanecemos juntos. Ven, just the street entre Broome y Grand.
I'm really curious about the Mystique thing, though. Which way does it go?
Imposible.
Imposible.
Hola, amigo.
I think that's really cool, man. And, I kind of wanted to do this as a little bit of a meme, ruffle some feathers and be the shyster that I am, but also to put a spotlight on different people in the community and the talent that they have and the energy behind trying to express this thing. It's pretty cool. And I think they all capture a different element of the trailer. And I think most of all, it's something that people are resonating with. And they're trying to find a way to like express or meet what was described as like the energy in the room. And man, I got to tell you, even when this thing first happened, which I think was like 2 Thursdays ago at this point, I was pretty shocked that Thursday at how positive the reception to the trailer was. It just seemed like insane. And they played it twice, and people really did lose their mind. And there were even people like, I saw a bunch of comments of folks that made a statement that said something like, wow, I wasn't expecting to get excited for this movie like ever. And that's a damn good trailer. And that's really good to hear. And, you know, we've said a lot over the last couple of years as we followed along with the rumors and the news with regards to the film. But, you know, the message over here has been, it seems like they're really nailing it. And it seems like they're putting together pieces. This is going to be a really, really interesting and I think satisfying Marvel movie for fans. And that's great, you know, and it's nice that as we're getting closer and closer, a lot of the evidence, including the reaction to the trailer from a couple of Thursdays ago, has seemed to run parallel to what we believe is true, somewhat corroborating that. Of course, we'll see later this year how that movie actually is, but this is pretty cool. And the last thing I'll say about this before I look at chat is let's talk about this trailer. Because I know some of you expected this trailer to drop yesterday. You're fucking crazy. Why would you believe that? There's no, like, I try to be chill and understanding. I know Marvel had a panel on a Sunday, but this is supposed to be a trailer they want billions of views. They want this thing to absolutely rock and roll. They're not going to randomly release on a Sunday without letting anybody know on a panel. Like, that's ridiculous. So that's not what's going to happen. And in fact, I would imagine you're going to get some kind of signal for the trailer before the trailer comes out. I mean, how many other times have we seen that? Everybody does that. Everybody does the teaser trailer before the trailer. You will fucking know. Now, over the weekend, Daniel RPK did drop that the trailer will be coming soon. Wow. Solid scoop, Daniel. Let's assume it's true. What does it mean? I think it probably means Mando Grogu, guys. Like, if you got to ask me, and I'm just using logic and reasoning. I've been doing this for over 9 years, almost 10 years. We're coming up on 10 years, a decade of covering the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, I'd like to believe I recognize a lot of the patterns, and I just kind of know, you know, how they handle things. I'm going to say Mando Grogu. You know, that's probably where the trailer will drop. And we'll get another trailer, a big trailer, and a lot of promo at San Diego over the summer. I highly doubt they're going to make us wait all the way to summer for the very first trailer. But that San Diego Comic-Con trailer is going to fuck hard. Trust me. So yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts on that. Okay, let me face the crowd. How many tomatoes? How many tomatoes? Y'all mad at me? Everybody's all mad at Josh? Papa Josh did a little clickbait? Everybody losing their fucking mind about it? Those were bad? What? Remember when we were waiting for the trailer since the Super Bowl? Yeah, true. I rushed to turn the stream on, and Josh was watching toys and drawing of Ryan Gosling. Let's go, bro. Would you rather have 4 arms? And no, I'm not answering that stupid shit. No offense. Love you, bro. Started to sound like Morty. I did start to sound like Morty. I was channeling my inner Morty. Interesting. I thought it was fun or funny. Nice. We forgive if you show us the abs? No. 10 out of 10. Tomato. Okay, thanks, bud. So if they're going to spoil SDCC, then what the fuck will they have at D23? Huh? I'm not sure I understand the question, but I guess what I'd say is I think they're going to have stuff at D23 and at Comic-Con. Yeah. Yeah. Show your belly. No! It's a family show. You know, and that Instagram story's already gone. So you'll never see my abs until I decide to show them off again. OMG says, I said it when it happened at CinemaCon. Marvel not releasing the trailer is the best marketing. So I agree with you, and I know that's a frustrating thing for people, but I wish they could see that, like, that tension that's being created is driving conversations, and that is good. So yeah, I agree with you. Although, you know, to be fair, like, let's get the fucking trailer. Like, I do agree with that too. My 6-year-old can do a better sketch in crayon. Oh, well, sorry, I didn't draw it, you know, so, all right. Michael Fassbender in Secret Wars. What's stopping them from turning him into the MCU Magneto then? You know what? Can you ask me that in just a little bit here? I actually do. I'll do a whole segment on that, actually, because that's a great question. They're trying to recreate the No Way Home tension. I think you're right. I think there's some truth in that for sure. We in the end game now. At this point, we might get the movie before the trailer. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Yeah, you mean like with these guys? Yeah. And also, too, look, I actually I'm okay with AI. I think AI, including image generation AI, is actually the future, 100%. But I did also appreciate that this is all human creation. This isn't like some slop, which definitely happens a lot with AI, because when you lower the barrier to entry, you're going to have a lot of people that don't really have the skills entering in, right? But yeah, I thought it was cool that these are all human created recreations of the trailer. It's all just a vibe, man. We really all want to see this trailer. We've all been thinking about it a lot, and some people went out there and did something about it, and I think that's great. Alex says, yo, Josh, want to react to my recreation of the theme that plays at the end of the trailer. It's a 40-second video on my channel. Alex Vagda. Let me see if I can find that. Can you send me the link, brother? I don't know if it'll let you post that link, but Alex Vagda. Oh, I see it. 42 seconds. Okay, ready? Chat? Hang on, let me turn the audio. Oh, no, that'd probably be good. The audio there. Let's vibe out on this shit. Yeah. I like that shit. Run it back! Run that shit back! Thank you for that. That's great. Damn. Damn. Okay. All right. So, yeah, they're cooking with that shit. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. So, let me address, though, the question that the homie had, because I think it's actually a pretty cool one. It's also kind of a cool scoop. So, I guess slight spoiler warning here. Slight spoiler warning. I don't know. Maybe it's a big spoiler. This is coming from My Time to Shine Hello, which I guess I could get this pulled up. Let me just at least get you a visual aid here to look at. So what she's claiming is that Michael Fassbender will be in Secret Wars as Magneto, okay? And of course, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up. So this is Blu-ray Angels got a tweet about this. Oh, this wasn't Shine? It's a different account? So wait a minute. So this didn't come from Shine then. Did she corroborate it? Now I'm a little confused. So he's saying his insider. This is older. Hang on now. Hang on now. Magneto's confirmed. My time to shine. All right, chat. Well, I'm a little confused here. Let's just say a little bit of mixed messaging, but it does appear that there's a rumor, which I guess we'll have to just call it a rumor for now, that Michael Fassbender will be Magneto again in Secret War. So with that, said, all the caveats, let's have a little fun and explore this idea. So the first thing that this makes me think of is Fassbender was allegedly very close to being in Multiverse of Madness. And in fact, Michael Waldron is on record talking about a scene with Magneto that I think it's just such a shame that this didn't end up in the film, but I also kind of understand why it wasn't in there. So what he said was there was going to be a scene where they find out about the prophecy. It might have been like a flashback. You know how Professor X is showing things to Steven in his mind, basically showing, you know, the past history of them defeating Thanos and all that and killing Steven. So there was going to be another one of those where they went into the Scarlet Witch a little bit more and they talked about the prophecy. Apparently, there was going to be a moment where Magneto, and I think it was going to be Fassbender, was going to literally agree that they need to lobotomize her. And then Charles was going to lobotomize her. And then it was going to be revealed that she was lobotomized in that universe. And they cut it. They never ended up doing it, right? But man, I was like, that shit would have been crazy. And I think Fassbender is such an incredible actor. I mean, chat, just for a sec, can we just pause for just a sec? We all agree Fassbender's kind of like really fucking good at acting, right? Like I definitely think he's got a lot of talent, and I really liked his Magneto. So that would have been really cool. You know, he's not the only one, of course, that was rumored for that movie and it didn't end up happening. One of the other ones that's really interesting is Ben Affleck's Daredevil, which I still hope is real, and I hope he's wearing some baller-ass 1602 inspired garb as a Duke or a Baron or some shit, because I fucking love the Affleck Daredevil, you know what I mean? But one of the things that was reported, the reason I'm bringing up Ben, is that one of the things that was reported was that he passed on Multiverse of Madness. He then also passed on Deadpool and Wolverine for basically the same role. But what was reported at the time was that he might end up doing it for Secret Wars. And that's actually a consistent thread through a lot of the rumors and the leaks from the past couple of years. It seems like many people were approached by Kevin. Like, I'll tell you this. In 2019, there were reported meetings between Feige and Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman. I don't want to like divert too much and pull it all up, but you can double check it. I remember reporting on it at the time. And so Kevin was, as I've said often on this channel, planning Secret Wars basically immediately after Endgame. And one of the things he was trying to set up was the X-Men alternate universe thing that he wanted to then explore in what at the time would have been the Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars. It's really all about Secret Wars, guys. So, point is, it seems like a lot of the people that haven't been cameoing like recently are probably on the table for Secret Wars in a big, big way. Another example of this is what's going on with Andrew Garfield. And Toby seems to be a big part, or at least a part of, I shouldn't say a big part, but a part of Doomsday. But Garfield apparently is not, but they're all supposed to have pretty big roles in Secret Wars. Again, Garfield I could kind of see as being a Baron or a Duke, somebody that's like, you know, existing in Battleworld more traditionally, and yet then they'll bring back his memories and get him to go work with them or something. Like, that could be really, really cool. So, with all that said, Fassbender Magneto in Secret Wars. Man, I think that would be so cool. And I bet, you know, he's running a mutant section of it or something. Does this mean that maybe Ian McKellen's Magneto is destroyed or killed? Not really sure. Very interesting. Maybe it's just the case that he's a younger Magneto, because technically Days of Future Past suggests that they're both the same, just a younger version and an older version. So that's kind of interesting. And then the question, of course, would be, what happens after Secret Wars? We know they're going to do Magneto. We know they're going to do Charles Xavier. A lot of rumors, a lot of curiosity about what that will look like past Secret Wars. But we have heard rumors for years that it could be the case that some of the cast returns and some of the cast is new. And as it stands, these guys, you know, the I guess you would call them the newer first class version of the characters. They were also incredibly cast, and they also happen to be at an age where they're still completely viable to be the characters. And in fact, for what Marvel wants to do, they might be the perfect age for the casting, much like Hugh Jackman is now perfect for Wolverine. So this is interesting to me, man. I'm excited, first of all, just to have him and see him in Secret Wars, and I hope he gets to shine and does some awesome shit, because everything we've heard about McKellen is like, yo, he eats in Doomsday, you know? So hopefully we get similar things going on here with Fassbender, and then I see no reason as to why it couldn't be Fassbender after Secret Wars. You know what I mean? Truly. Like, I see no reason as to why that couldn't happen, why that couldn't be a thing. So maybe they do end up doing that. That's not a bad way to kind of, you know, get some of the love that the franchise used to have and kind of bring it forward with your newbies. I don't know. I wouldn't hate it. I would love to know what you think about that, chat. Like, what do you think? First of all, what do you think of the Fassbender Magneto rumor just in general? But then also, do you think he could be our more permanent Magneto, or is that way too crazy? Like, what do you guys think? What do you think, chat? Fassbender coming back might be real. When he was done with the role, he was the most in-demand actor in Hollywood. That seems to have calmed down. His schedule is probably allows now. Yeah, fair. That's a good point. Yeah. Shine also said Sweeney's the one above all. I don't believe that shit though. Let's see here. I hope he continues to play Magneto in the MCU for a while now. Yeah. Sorry, my jaw. I forgot to take pain pills before the stream. Talking still hurts the jaw a little bit. Gotta go get some. I'm gonna take a little break and go get some Tylenol in just a second here. But actually, did I? I thought I might have had some Tylenol in here. Huh? I'll go after this segment. I'll go get some. No big deal. Magneto, McKellen versus Fassbender. Well, I mean, you mean just like who likes which one better? Because I think there's 0% chance that McKellen is going to be Magneto now in the MCU, right? Like, I think that's pretty much a 0% chance. McKellen is better Magneto. Well, you know what's funny is, like, they're both incredible actors, right? But frankly, the story for McKellen's Magneto makes me like almost feel like he's a false Magneto. Especially in that third movie, man, when he says the line, he's sacrificing the mutants, and he says something like, in chess, the pawns go first. I was like, that's not Magneto. That's not Magneto. Like, Magneto reveres mutant kind. He wouldn't do that shit. Not like that. So it's weird. And then also, like, turning, I don't know. There's just stuff about the McKellen Magneto that makes me feel he's not a real Magneto. I actually think Fassbender is a little more accurate to the comics. Have you seen the Michael movie yet? No, I haven't seen it, no. Fassbender is better. They're both really good. And that's why, and to be honest with you, that's why it's so cool that we're getting like one and then the other, right? Because, again, McKellen's going to eat in Doomsday, and it's possible Fassbender's going to eat in Secret Wars. Oh, man, how is this fucking possible? Like, dude, we've had a rough couple of years, but it seems like so many fanboy dreams are coming true this year. It's crazy. And then to think about Secret Wars and past that, oh, my God, magical. The Hot D trailer is out. It is, man. And that trailer is great. Did you all see that Hot D trailer? Y'all see that Hot Dito? Looks great. Like in Days of Future Past, you get both. Yes, absolutely. So you think maybe you get both in Secret Wars. That would be cool, actually. I wouldn't be necessarily against that. It would be kind of maybe hard to explain, but maybe if there's multiples of all kinds of characters, it could work. Or what if he isn't in it at all? Have we heard anything about other first-class actors like McAvoy? I don't understand your statement there, bud. I mean, we're talking about a rumor, and you want to talk about if the rumor's not true? I mean, yeah, maybe it's not true. Like, I don't understand. Fassbender was one, not the only redeeming qualities of the X-Men Apocalypse movie. Yes, that is true, and he was pretty good in that one for sure. Denzel Magneto in Secret Wars would be cool. Yeah, that would be cool. I actually like Denzel Magneto. I think that could work. I know a lot of people would have an incredible amount of backlash to it. I think it could totally work. I don't know. I mean, the only rumor we have heard that as a rumor for sure, but the other rumor we heard that is apparently reputable was Daniel Day-Lewis. Like, guys, I double, triple checked that Daniel Day-Lewis rumor. They absolutely are trying to get him. I'm not saying they're going to get him. I don't know what he would even want. I mean, it's just like I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, they want Daniel Day-Lewis. If they get Daniel Day-Lewis as Magneto, I think he's like the greatest actor ever. You know, I think he's legitimately to me, he's the greatest actor of all time. So I can't even explain what that would feel like. It would be like surreal if that was happening. I mean, I can't remember the last time that just by the level of a person's craft, maybe like Jonathan Majors, because I remember like hearing that Majors was Kang and then watching some of his other work and being like, wow, you know? But I kind of can't remember another time, maybe other than Majors, that simply the skill of the performer was enough for me to be like, whoa, you know? So, I mean, again, if they do that shit, bro, like, look the fuck out. Like, whew. Andrew or Toby Spider-Man? I'm more of an Andrew guy myself. I really like Toby, though. I like all the Spider Boys, but yeah, I'm more of an Andrew guy myself. I thought the Amazing Spider-Man movie was really cool, man, and I liked Amazing Spider-Man 2. I know it has its flaws, but I liked Andrew's Spider-Man. I really did. And also, he's the best Spider-Man in No Way Home. He stole the show. Best moments. He's the GOAT of that movie. Everybody knows it. Is clickbait? No, we actually watched the trailer, and we watched it right in front of everybody. You got to go back and restart the stream. It's not clickbait. We watched the trailer. 3 times, in fact. Absolutely. This Tom, the GOAT, no cap. Wait, what Tom? I hate the skater boy motif. I don't know what that means. Oh, with, yeah. But you know what? That is a little Ultimates universe. I could see why. I mean, he's not supposed to be cool, though. That's the thing. We synced it. We did see it. Hey, get those tomatoes out of my face. Andrew is the most comic accurate Spider-Man. I think they all have good and bad aspects, you know. But I just personally like Andrew's the best. That's all. Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, let's end that segment there. Good one, though. That was a cool question. Whoever asked that in chat about Phasma, I really do appreciate that. That wasn't even in my notes. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Well, I tell you what. Let's pull up the next thing I want to talk about here. And I'm going to go. I'll be right back, guys. I got to run up and just take a little bit of pain meds for my jawbone here. I definitely want to talk about this and elaborate on this because I think it's really funny and also probably means something. So apparently Kevin Feige was going to kill all 6 OG Avengers, and the Russos had to talk about it. Talk amongst yourself about that, chat. I'll be right back. What do you guys think? What'd you say? What'd you have to say about it? Let me pull it up. Jake Z-Max says, got baked on Friday and watched Infinity War and Endgame. It's a pretty good time of it. Maybe I was just too high, but Doom was there when I was looking for him, for sure. What? Any word on Unity? No word today, but I'll tell you this. The next time there is a word, you're going to be shocked. A lot of people think I haven't been doing shit. Fuck you. You'll see. That's all I got to say. But also, yeah, that's great. Good for you. All right, let's talk about this shit. Let's talk about this shit. Oh my God, Kevin Feige. I can't believe this. So this came out. It's pretty interesting. The Russo brothers just were talking about this. It's a little bit of looking into the past. It's funny because Kevin is an absolute savage. But also, I do want to draw some conclusions here. I'm going to jump to a few conclusions. You know, it's like a mat, and it has different conclusions that you can jump to. It's a $1 million idea. So we're going to jump to some conclusions about this because I actually think, again, if you look back at this time period, it's pretty obvious that Parliament and Kevin were planning Secret Wars. And Tony dying was a part of their plan for Secret Wars. And it's possible that he wanted to extend that plan to these other 6 characters. So what does it say right here? The Russos say that Kevin Feige originally pitched killing all 6 original Avengers in Avengers Endgame. The Russo brothers rejected it, saying it was way too aggressive for audiences to handle. You know, I'm pretty curious, chat. What do you think of that? Do you agree with Kevin, or do you agree with the Russo brothers here? Like, do you think that this would have been way too much? Because, you know, it's funny. This comes on the heels of comments made by Jon Favreau. He's doing some promotion out there for Mandalorian and Grogu, which I assume is a direct to VHS movie that's coming out soon. I don't know exactly what it is. But so he's out there promoting Mandalorian and Grogu. And he was talking about how he was wrong to not want Tony Stark to die. And I guess we take a step back here and just ask you guys, are you aware that this was a thing that a lot of folks, including John, including the writers, including the Russo brothers, told Kevin he was crazy to do? The killing of Iron Man, many folks disagreed with. And to this day, I think a lot of people disagree with killing Iron Man. And the reason is because he's the main character. And so it's like really hard to sort of keep a franchise going when you kill off its main character. And I got to tell you, I think it did matter. And I think it did affect people. And there was a lot of other things that happened. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that it couldn't have worked because, frankly, I think if Phase 4 and 5 had gone off a little bit better, it would have worked just fine because they were going to do Secret Wars in 2024, right? So you really did have a 4-year or 5-year break, and then he was going to be right back. It has been extended because of, well, life happened, right? But yeah, I'm curious. Like, a lot of you guys are saying you agree with the Russos. I see a couple of people saying they agree with Kevin. I gotta say, man, I don't know, because I could steelman Kevin's argument. Let me do that for a second. So from Kevin's perspective, and I think especially, which we'll talk about in a second here, I think this does connect to what he ultimately wants to do in Secret Wars. This would have been absolutely shocking. And it would have been like one thing if it's just Tony and he makes the sacrifice. But if it's the 6 OGs, each holding an Infinity Stone, and they do the snap together, which I assume is what it was going to be. It probably would have pulled from Guardians a bit, where they all used the Power Stone together, I believe, right? So it probably would have been each character with a gauntlet or something holding a stone. I mean, it would have been really fucking cool to see, right? And then they all snap, together, and then they're all killed. That would have been pretty crazy. Like, that would have been pretty crazy. Imagine the way Tony looked when he snapped and he's all like messed up at the end and looks like he's dying and whatever. Imagine if all the Avengers, imagine if we had to say goodbye to all the Avengers like that and then they were all memorialized. In a sense, I think that would have left the universe in a better place, not a worse place, because it would have been an unavoidably important period of transition, and the whole world would be like living in the wake of the death of the Avengers. And the death of Tony, just for whatever reason, it worked sometimes, and sometimes it didn't work at all. You know, Spider-Man does a good job of picking up those threads, probably because he was more intimately involved with that character. But there's just a lot of like what I would describe as really great opportunities just missed. You know, to maybe have some of these other characters or the absence of Tony play a bigger role into what was actually happening in the story, right? So in a sense, like, I actually think this could have worked, and it would have been a little bit like brutal, like berserk. It would have been really shocking, guys, really shocking. And it also may have paved the way for the return of the Avengers to be like even less believable, because right now, I mean, we basically think they're all coming back. I mean, maybe not, I don't know. There's some debate there, but what I'm saying is there's no reason in the story that any of them cannot come back other than Natasha. And even that, you just grab a variant, right? So I don't know. It ended up just being Natasha, and it ended up just being Tony. I wonder what it would have looked like with all of them. I think there's a way that it could have worked. Now, to steel man the Russo brothers argument, I mean, bro, they are right. And I got to be honest with you. Hindsight is 20/20, but is it really? Because I don't know for sure. But I would tell you that my gut is telling me that even now to this day, Kevin might think that killing Iron Man off was a mistake. Maybe not, and it depends on what happens, I guess, with Doomsday and Secret Wars, right? But man, that fall off was real, and the absence of Tony and the absence of a lot of these other Avengers, I think, was felt. So, I don't know. I mean, you don't get a Hawkeye show if you kill all of them off, and fuck the Hawkeye show. So, I don't know. Hulk went to go hang out with She-Hulk and get lectured to about feminism and have an ugly-ass haircut on his kid. So, maybe we don't get that. Thor went around with his ex-girlfriend getting lectured to and being a lost idiot. Maybe we wouldn't have got that. Holy shit, I'm starting to... Fuck it, man. Kevin Feige was right. Okay, I'm doing a 180, audible at the line. The more I think about this, the more I think Kevin was right. He should have killed all these motherfuckers. Then we wouldn't have got all this shit. The Black Widow movie's not even good. Holy shit. Kevin was right. You know, someday, I'm going to take this even further. Because now I'm starting to think that, like, he was probably right the whole fucking time, dog. And every bad thing that happened in Phase 4 and 5 might have been because he took his foot off the gas or stopped being a ruthless tyrant of the creative process. Oh my God. Okay, anyway, that is... I did not expect to go there with my brain thoughts. But the more I thought about it, I have now come to believe that Kevin Feige was absolutely right. And to be honest with you, he's probably right most of the fucking time. Maybe we should just listen to this guy, huh? Okay, chat. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. Yeah. Sorry, Russos. Sorry, Jon Favreau. Yeah. Black Widow and Tony wasn't enough. Steve left. Hulk got neutered. Hawkeye went deaf, and Thor got a lobotomy. They might as well just killed them off. The Infinity Stone idea is really cool. Yeah, dude. Wow. Interesting. Now we got Heather. Yeah, now we got Heather, right? She saves herself. Jesus. Black Widow opening goes super hard, though. I don't hate the Black Widow movie, but I just don't think it served the franchise well. Especially because she's just gone. You know what I mean? Heather will save us? Yeah, man. How do you think the road to Secret Wars would have looked if that happened? Better, bro. I mean, that's kind of what I'm processing this in real time. You know? But, yeah, I mean, considering what they tried to do with those characters, which was essentially just use them as baton passers, and none of that shit worked. Yeah, like you should have just killed him. And also, too, maybe the other heroes would have been able to step up a little bit more on their own if they're just locked into loss. If they're locked into the tragic loss of the hero, you know, that they knew. I don't know. There's something there, man. There's something there. Yeah, Black Widow should have come out. I absolutely agree with that. Loss on Horner says Black Widow should come out after Civil War, before Infinity War. I absolutely agree. I think if it had done that, it might even be considered one of the best in the MCU. Like, yeah, timing is really important. Timing is really important. So I actually think that's probably pretty correct. We're helpless against Doom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trust in Kevin. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing it. You know, I'm obviously a big Kevin simp. I think he's the greatest producer of all time. I think he's got plenty left in the tank, and I'm excited to see these next couple of years and sort of the recalibration over there. Right? It's like Tom Rothman said, like, don't bet against Kevin Feige. But wow, the more I think about this, I'm like, yo, he had it right. You know, he had it right. Not a fan of killing superheroes. I get you. But if you're going to, go all in. You know, I think I understand, and I have appreciation for that perspective. But if you're going to do it, maybe you don't dial it back because you think it's too hard for the audience to handle. Maybe you fucking go for it. Which, too, man, maybe that's why Doomsday's going to just go for it, because they've kind of like learned that lesson the hard way over the last couple of years. They're going to reboot anyways. They're actually not going to reboot. You could call it a reboot. It's not a reboot. It's going to keep all the canon. Probably a lot of Phase 4 and 5 stuff will fall off, but it's going to keep all the canon. At least that's the way it's being explained. It's all rumor for now, but it has to be definite if one does die. Oh, no, I totally disagree. I mean, I get why people think that, but that's just... Like, you don't think Gandalf the White's cool? I think Gandalf the White is fucking awesome, dude. And there's, like, all kinds of stories that I really like about characters coming back to life. Like, there was this guy, Yeshua, around the time of, like, the Roman Empire and stuff. He came back to life. I thought that was pretty cool. I actually think it's cool when stories talk about characters that come back to life. And comic characters basically always come back to life. Now, I will say that, I was talking to Rob last week, and he brought up a really cool idea about how maybe after the reboot, death is permanent, at least for a while. And that I kind of like. I think that could be interesting. But they tried that under Jim Starlin in the comics, and basically, like, it just didn't work because people just want their comic book characters back. Like, it's just a comic book character thing. Superman died and came back, how many times has Spider-Man died? You know what's kind of interesting? Now you're kind of making me think. What if we found out how many times each popular comic book character died and came back to life in comics? That might be something I put a little research into, and maybe we'll cover that as a topic here on a stream. But you're kind of making me think about that now. I bet it's way more than people think. Way more. Speaking of comics, your thoughts on recent Spider-Man? I don't know, man. I didn't really look too much into it. The homie earlier had a guy in his local community that is apparently the artist on it. That kind of intrigued me, so maybe I'll go check it out. But no, I didn't really look into it too far. Paul is finally dead in Amazing Spider-Man comics, and no one that needs... Oh, yeah, the one character that needs to stay dead. Yeah, 100%. Well, they used to say in comics way back in the day that the only two characters that could never come back would be Bucky Barnes and Uncle Ben. And technically, both of them have come back now. Obviously, the Bucky one is a little bit of a more permanent way. But guys, like, they used to say that about Bucky. Like, they used to say there's only two characters that can never come back in Marvel, Uncle Ben and Bucky, because of what the loss of those characters meant to the most important heroes in the books. But they found, and I think it was Brubaker, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was Ed Brubaker, came up with the fucking coolest way to use Bucky and bring him back. And Marvel Editorial was like, we're going to break this rule. We're going to see how the audience takes it. And it's really cool. Oh, Gwen Stacy. Yeah, that's fair. So it worked, man. People really like that Winter Soldier, John. And bro, that's why, like, and I don't know, man, I'm just kind of gushing. I'm just kind of nerding out. But like, that's why when I sat in the theater to watch the Winter Soldier for the first time, way back in the day, to like just knowing what had happened in the comics and like just like seeing that, I was like, holy shit. It's just so cool. Like, this is something I really, really liked. It was a bold thing they tried. And it's like, it's hard to be bold these days. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people play it safe and they want as much of a massive audience as possible. But I think you got to be bold in storytelling, man. You got to be bold. And that shit was bold. Brubaker is a very good writer, so that's cool. Barry Allen sacrifice in the 80s stuck all the way until Final Crisis. That's true. That is true, which, people are pretty divided on that one. But yeah. Jean Grey and Elektra. Yeah, they come back all the time. All the time. I have no problem with resurrections and stuff. Okay, all right. Winter Soldier is goated. Oh, it is. I think, hey, chat, is it still the best in the MCU? I think it might be. I legitimately think Winter Soldier might be the best movie in the entire catalog to this day. To this day. It is like, it's masterful, bro. Like the pacing, the intricacy of the story threads, the shot selection, the cinematography, the choreography, the emotional resonance. It is like, it has no fucking right to be as good as it is. Like, it literally has no right to be as good as it is. What if the Russos could do that again? Oh, bro, what if the Russos do that again? Everybody's, like, sleeping on this Doomsday thing. Not everybody, but a lot of people are sleeping on Doomsday. What if they do it again, man? What if they do it again? Whew. All right. That's a good one. That's a good one. Good segment. Hey, guess what? We're not done yet, though. I got some more wild shit for y'all, man. Yeah, that's right. We're going to get into speculative or rumor territory here, though, because I saw a thread from Alex Perez. Don't delete it, Alex, you fucker. And I want to talk about what I think it means. Okay. So we're deep in speculative territory here, okay? But I wanted to bring something up. So this right here is an image that one Alex Perez tweeted recently. Okay, now what is this? This, I believe some of it's from Fortnite. Some of it's probably from like comics or whatever. Maybe it's all from Fortnite. I don't know. This appears to be trophies. Trophies. Okay. So the first one is the heart of Johnny Storm, which is still on fire. The second one appears to be Reed Richards, who's just rolled up into a ball. The third one, I'm actually not sure. Is that Magneto's helmet? It kind of looks like Magneto, but it kind of also looks like Zorn, which makes sense a little bit if you read the Morrison, John. Not really sure. And then you have Ben Grimm, who makes up the throne. Then you have Sue, who's invisible, but just in there in the chair. And then you have the broken Silver Surfer board. So what this made me think of, right, is the third act of Avengers Doomsday. And let me try to explain why. Okay, again, we are in wildly speculative territory. I'm going to pull up this image here, which is similar. So what I think is going on here, okay. I think it's possible that at the end of the second act, going into the third act, we go into the castle in Latveria. We possibly go into the armor room or a trophy room. And I think this might be the moment where we start to realize the truth about Victor Von Doom. Now, one of the things that a lot of the scoopers and insiders have said about Doom that I think is so damn cool, but is kind of flying under the radar, is that he has vast knowledge of the multiverse. Vast knowledge of the multiverse. And I actually think this is going to manifest in the film in a very interesting way. Because I think Doom, being Doom, when he meets, like, Ben Grimm, I don't think he's going to be like, "It's good to meet you, Ben Grimm." I think he'll say something to the effect of, like, I've met thousands of Ben Grimm. You're different in this way, or something like that. Like, I think in a very dismissive, elitist, like he's talking down to them kind of a way, Doom will observe these variants and make comments on them because he knows them and he knows various versions of them. And he's like just well studied on that. You know what I mean? And I would imagine, too, that he's going to know stuff about their weapons and their technology that they don't know. I'm working on a video right now. It's with Randon. He's editing it. And it goes over the 4 different comic books that will be adapted in Avengers Doomsday and every element from those comic runs that will be brought into the movie. And one of those comics is Doom War. Okay. And, you'll have to watch the video. I think it'll drop tomorrow. But there's a part in Doom War where after Bast gives Doom the power of the vibranium, he's able to use it in a way that even the Wakandans did not know was possible. Okay. And I wonder if like he'll do that in the film. And I wonder if he'll look at Shang-Chi's 10 rings and be like, you don't even know what these are, do you? And then explain it. I actually am starting to get the sense that that is what Doom will do, that there's going to be a lot of that energy throughout the movie. And that's great because I think it'll be very useful for fans to understand the multiverse and what's going on through that particular lensing. Just these little comments here and there that will kind of like just signal to us like, oh, he knows this about that character or he knows this about that. You know what I mean? And I think that could help tie it all together, okay? And so we've been hearing about a scene that involves Steve Rogers' son, and Peggy. And I don't want to, some of you know, if you know, you know. Okay, I'm not trying to go too spoilery here. But throughout the course of the movie, Steve has agreed to work with Victor. And he's agreed to work with Victor because he believes Victor can bring back all the universes. At least that's my understanding. But there will be a moment when it is revealed that that is not what Victor is doing, that there is another plan going on, or perhaps it's more the case that his plan to do what he said he would do will come with a cost that Cap is not willing to pay. Now, wouldn't it be interesting if, as all of these characters enter and as we go closer to the third act, what if we're walking through something like the Asgardian Vault, but this time in Latveria, and this time with artifacts from countless variants of these popular Avengers characters? Wouldn't that be like a really cool visual way to start the spookiness? To get us to understand that, like, oh, he's killed billions of Avengers. This dude has been around. And again, this is all speculation. You know what I mean? I saw a cool post from Alex and I started to put my thinking cap on and I started to come up with like the coolest way it could go and like why it would be so fun. I mean, chat. What do you guys think? Like, you think it could happen or not? And then the other thing too is I'll say this. Recently, Silvestri, the composer for the movie, did post something that had in the background, I think it was the armor room for Doom, the armory in Doomstad, and he deleted the post because of that. I don't think he knew that was in the background. He just wanted to post a fun photo of like, it's the last day of composing or something. And he was composing stuff for a scene in the armory room. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just reading too far into this, but the timing's a little sus here. Alex putting this out here. I even asked him about it. He didn't really reply to it. My question about this, but this could connect to Doomstad. I mean, in Fortnite, the castle's literally in Doomstad. If you remember, if you played that event, and yeah, I played that shit. Actually played it on stream. That Castle Doom in Doomstad. That's where this all was. I don't know if it was the armor room or not. Maybe it's a trophy room. But what if Silvestri was literally composing music for this exact scene and for this exact reveal? I don't know, man. I can't help but think that's what it is. And I would love to see this. Like, maybe there's just some fanboy shit coming through here, because, man, would I absolutely love to have all of this and then even countless other ones of it. And I guess to take it even further, if this is Fantastic Four, because there's an X-Men thing up here too, but if this is the mostly Fantastic Four, consider the possibility that Victor is going to tell everybody that he was a part of the Fantastic Four in his universe. And he's going to tell everybody that he was married to Sue and had Franklin. Okay? And he's going to tell everybody that there was an experiment, and the experiment went wrong, and it's Cap's fault, and the incursion happened, and his family died. But we also understand that that could be a lie. So what if the Fantastic Four were in that universe, not married to him at all? It's more traditional Doom. He was lying. He never married Sue. Franklin wasn't his own, but he did love her. And he killed the Fantastic Four, killed everybody, sacrificed Franklin to gain power, sacrificed Sue maybe to gain power, and then got all of that dark sacrifice paid for power. I don't know. I'm speculating. But I just think this could be really cool, and I hope it's real. So anyway, what do you guys make of this, man? Am I getting too crazy? Am I speculating a little bit too much? Might be an Ant-Man helmet on the right there. Maybe. I mean, I think it's definitely Magneto, though. I'm crazy? Oh, no. The element of killing countless Avengers was the thing that made Kang the coolest to me. Doom can surpass that 100 times with aura alone. Yeah, no, that's a good point, because that's something they did want to do with Kang. They were putting it into Quantum Mania. That's really interesting, yeah. So, yeah, there's even more of a connection there. Future impact with Maestro's trophy room? Absolutely. I thought of that too. Yeah, I think that's probably true. And maybe that's how Doom recruits, Trev. Maybe that's how Doom recruits his cabal or his Illuminati, is he finds universes where different evil characters do take over the universe. They all have their own trophy room. You know what I mean? Because the rumors of Maestro Hulk are still out there. Wow, that could be really cool, huh? Of all the Joshes across the vast multiverse, you yap the most. I know, and my poor jaw is suffering for it. Oh, is that what they did there? Interesting. Okay, interesting. Is that a Meatwad Aqua Teen Hunger Force trophy? Yeah, dude. Absolutely. I love that show. Back in the day. The Mooninites. And the Mooninites episode in season 1, probably my favorite episode. Best Marvel movie loading. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. Yeah. Contest of Champions? Yeah. It does feel like that. Can be confirmed Doom is from F4 universe. When did he confirm that? And I don't know if I believe that, even if he does confirm it, bud. But when did he confirm that? Give me more info on that. Council of Kangaroos vs. Doom is the best AI trailer I've ever seen. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, no. We talked about that last week. Dude, yeah, that trailer is great. That AI stuff, like I'm telling you, like, here's my opinion on this AI stuff, is like, I think right now, you know, I know some of you will be offended by this or whatever, but I think it's a lot of like fashionable outrage of the moment, frankly. That's a social media phenomenon more than anything. But I think people would just want to be on the right side of history and be virtuous and be seen as virtuous, frankly. The reality is it's all going to go in that direction, but also only in so far as the creator wants to utilize those tools. And you'll see people probably use a small amount of it. You'll probably see some people use none of it. You'll probably see some people use a lot of it. The tool does not determine the work. You know what I mean? Like, at all. It's just a tool, literally just a tool. Yeah, so I think in the next year or two, a lot of that sort of fashionable outrage is going to go away, and people will learn to make quality art using AI, and that'll do a lot to help people see, it as a tool, in my opinion. But yeah, Doom turning Reed into a ball is diabolical. It is a little diabolical, yeah. What did you think of Hulk's new look? Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Actually, that's on my list right here. Gray Hulk ? That'll be the last segment of the day. So give me just a minute. We'll get into that. I'm still thinking there's more than one Doom, subservient Dooms. That could be. It could connect to the rumors of the Golden Mask individuals. Also, Chris Claremont said Downey was playing 4 characters. So you could be right. You know what I mean? There could be more Dooms up in there. In one generation, it won't matter. Much like Alpha, don't care. They watch 15-second slop clips. Yeah, exactly. And, again, I'm just really not trying to be rude, but I also have to be honest. Like, I'm not going to lie so that you feel better. It's performative. Like, a lot of the outrage is performative. Did you talk about the video Alex posted of the Secret Wars leads? No, I didn't. But I saw that. I think he was just talking about, champions and some of these other characters. It basically confirms all the stuff from the concept art. iFlow593, appreciate you with the 20 spot, brother. That's very generous, man. Says, love all the speculation. I'm enjoying this in my ear while working, contributing because I'm not a member. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate the support, I think right now, a lot of us Marvel fans, and I think this will expand as we get closer to Doomsday, a lot of us are starting to get that hope back, and we're starting to, engage with this thing and be like, wow, what if it is like Endgame again? What if it is like Infinity War again? And I think a lot of us are starting to come around to at least being able to see that as a possibility. And if the marketing continues to do its job, it'll start to feel more like we really expect that, which is dangerous. But at the same time, it has to be that. They need it to be that, right? So I think our expectations should be high, but we should have a lot of faith because of all the things that we're hearing and all the things that are happening. So hell yeah, brother, appreciate the support. And I think that I'm just going to keep doing my thing. And for those of you that love this shit the way I do, we're just going to have a really good, fun couple of years. I don't know what's going to happen after Secret Wars. Hopefully they figure stuff out and the X-Men stuff is very exciting. But I do know for sure that these next 2 years are going to be special. You know what I mean? They're going to be special. I'm going to keep trying to do my part and speculate and have fun and bring up the theories and the rumors and all that sort of stuff. And we'll go through it together. So thank you, man. If Julian McMahon didn't pass away, do you think they would have any role in Doomsday or Secret Wars? I would believe so. I'd like to believe so. I thought he was great. It's not his fault the writing around that character was whack. I thought he did a pretty good job. So, all right. Well, let's end that one. It's just a speculative little, it's just a little speculative thing. But also, too, what if this shit ends up being true, man? Whoa, that would be a huge W for sure. Huge dub. All right, last topic of the day, and then I'll hang out with y'all for a little bit, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. So, over the weekend, ton of leakage all about Spider-Man's Brands News Day. Okay, it started with some Funko leaks. I'll pull this up. And then we got a full-on Marvel Legends leak as well, which I gotta find on, I gotta find real quick here. On Reddit. Hey, where you at? Hey, where's this thing at, huh? Show me the Hulk. Oh, I was in the wrong thing. Hang on. Everybody relax. Scorpion, also, that toy looked kind of trash, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, yo, where's the John? Hang on, huh? Oh, here we go. Okay, cool. Let me take a sip of coffee. All right, we got to talk about Savage Hulk, who's also gray hair, old man, gray bush Hulk. What? What am I talking about? Well, a lot of rumors about Hulk for Spider-Man's brand new day. Of course, we know now that we have the trailer finally that Bruce Banner is going to be a part of this thing. No Hulk in that first trailer, though. Just Banner at college. And we're pretty dang sure, because a lot of the rumors, that Sadie Sink's Jean Grey character, which, by the way, like, who are these people that still can't accept that she's Jean Grey? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? But Jean Grey apparently is going to be the catalyst for Bruce Banner to become Savage Hulk once again. And in some of the older leaks and rumors, people had suggested that we were going to get a gray Hulk. And I just wasn't sure. I was like, okay, well, maybe they mean gray Hulk, because in comics, right, there's like the Jeff Loeb Gray Hulk book, and originally Hulk was gray, only printed to be green because of a mistake at the printer, etc. So there's like, I was like, okay, so maybe he's not actually going to be gray, maybe it'll be tinted gray, and what they're really saying is he'll be intellectually smart, but Hulk, like Joe Fixit, right? So I don't know. Just thought maybe that's what was going on. Then we get this. This leaked first. Now this is the Funko Pop, and I couldn't like quite tell, right? Like, 'cause it does look a little gray, you know. Especially like if you literally look at this, John, and like look at the bottom part here of this green hair, and then look at that. Like that's definitely a grayer green, right? That's a real green there. That's like a grayer green, but it's still green. So I was like, I don't know about that shit. I think I even posted here. I think my post said, new look at Hulk and brand new day via Funko. Leaks looks green to me. So then you get this. Okay? And these are leaked promo images for the Marvel Legends toys here. This looks fucking terrible. And this looks pretty bad, too. So, did they mean that Hulk was gray because his hair is gray and he's going to be like old, ugly-ass looking motherfucker now? Because, dude, this dude don't look good, man. This rough-looking Hulk right here. And, you know, you can see he's wearing what appears to be what he would wear as a professor. So he just rages out as he's a professor, probably because all the students are using like ChatGPT and shit, and he's just freaking out about it. So we got a gray hair Hulk, more savage than ever. I mean, it's one thing to get killed by Hulk or to have Hulk cause all this destruction and whatever, but imagine getting killed by that Hulk, by this ugly ass old gray haired gray bush Hulk. I don't know about that shit, man. So I guess what we can hope is that this shit just looks bad and they're bad molds or something. Because, like, I really hope he doesn't look like this. You know? I want him to, like, look like Hulk. And also, too, I'm hoping that he can get bigger and stuff. Like, Hulk's supposed to be able to, like, actually change form and get bigger, and if he gets more angry, like it should matter, and that's not ever something we really get with Banner in the MCU so far. So maybe we get like a sort of more true return to form, and maybe that'll be the way it is. But guys, it's looking like it's Gray Bush Hulk. That's why they called him Gray Hulk, because it's Gray Bush Hulk. I can't fucking believe it. Chat, what do you think? Let me pull up chat. What do you think? Oh, wow. Okay. His regen would not let gray hairs happen, man. Come on. That's a great point. That's a great point. How would he even have gray hair? How would that even work? Salt and pepper smash? Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, I could turn the game down a little bit if my swallows are messing with you, but I would also recommend, like, just not being such a pussy. What do you think about Mark talking about fighting an alien in Secret Wars? Oh, right. Well, I think a lot of people jump to the conclusion that that would be Venom, and that he was talking about like Tom Holland fighting Venom, which could be the case, right? But Tom's already fought an alien. In fact, like, I think Marks and many of you are getting the thing wrong. In No Way Home, it's Andrew that has never fought the alien. Tom and Toby bond over having fought the alien. So was he talking out of pocket? Was he talking about Andrew Garfield? Was he not knowing a goddamn thing about what he's talking about at all? I'm not really sure. But yeah, I would imagine they're going to fight a lot of aliens, probably, especially in Secret Wars. Now, does Tom fight any aliens in Brand New Day? Unlikely. I guess technically possible, but unlikely in my opinion. Is that gain okay? Now that I'll turn this down a little bit too. You know, part of the swallowing too is just it's the problem with my jaw. You know, so you should be empathetic, or I will break you. Thank you. Gray Bush Hulk. Yeah, no, that's what it is. Receding hairline would have him look like Maestro by Secret Wars. Yeah, that's true. That's actually true. And maybe that's, I mean, it does, you know, you got a 5 head going on there. Maybe so. Maybe that's what we're working towards. What if Gray Bush Hulk does end up becoming Maestro Hulk? Whoa. Hang on now, guys. Okay, are you ready for the crazy? This is one of the craziest theories I've ever had. What if he is Maestro? Nah, because Jeannie would know. If she read his mind, she'd know, right? But damn, that would be wild. If he was like, I'm actually not your Bruce. Yo, that would be wild. I've like wanted something like that for a while, so maybe it's just a fanboy dreaming. But that would be pretty clever, you know? Dude, but the thing is, so like that could have been something they've been doing in Phase 4 and 5. Like they should have been done. They should have been doing that. But I do think he meant Venom. I doubt Mark was really thinking about Thanos, as that happened a long time ago. Also, Tom was never went up against Spider-Man related villain that is an alien. Yeah, but you see what I mean, right? It's just like he's not actually like he's just getting the context wrong. But yeah, he could be talking about Venom, sure. Just for Men Hulk style? Yeah. And then his son will be like, maybe you should just get my haircut. And then that turns him into Savage Hulk again, and he like smashes the whole earth. That would be awesome. See, like the thing about Hulk too, I'm going to end off on a little tangent here. The missed opportunity with Hulk in the MCU, because they turned him into like the cardigan wearing like puss boy. But the best way to use Hulk is to have him like rage out at things. And so they could have like had Bruce just trying to be like chill as fuck, and then like he sees footage of Gaia attacking from Secret Invasion, and he's like, why the fuck would she make the tattoos? It doesn't even make any sense. And then he's just like, fuck, you know? Maybe he then sees like some footage of Yelena and Miss Marvel, or who was the other one? It was Yelena and Echo in the Hawkeye show, and he's like, it's literally a Hawkeye show. But yeah, you could have used Hulk in a really fun way and have his rage be cathartic for the audience. Yeah, like, get off my lawn, Hulk. And in fact, you know, they're probably going to recast Hulk, I would assume, for the reset. What if we got a really grumpy old actor? What if we actually got... why am I blanking on his name? The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly guy. The guy that did the Gran Torino movie. Why am I blanking on his name? He's real grumpy. Get off my lawn. Literally make him the Hulk and Bruce Banner. It would be absolutely incredible. Let's get it done. Eastwood. Thank you, Clint Eastwood. Yeah, dude. Can you imagine Clint Eastwood Hulk? Clint Eastwood Hulk, man. Clint Eastwood Hulk, Harrison Ford Red Hulk, Grumpy Old Bastards. That literally call the movie Grumpy Old Bastards. Hell yeah. Now we're cooking. How about Sam Elliott? Yeah, I can see that. Nursing Home Hulks? That would be funny, dude. Yeah, that would be funny. Grumpy Old Men 3. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be some good vibes. Yeah, it'd be fun. So anyway, I don't know, guys. I guess it's good to know that it's not Gray Hulk in a sense. It always kind of confuses me when one of these things comes out from like reliable folks that ends up not being true. It definitely seems like a gap in communication. Something was misunderstood. Kind of confirms that he will be turning savage and fighting against Spider-Man, with all the webbing that's in this 2-pack or 3-pack, whatever it ends up being. And then there's obviously a little bit of concern here because this shit looks ugly as fuck and the gray hair is ridiculous. So just wanted to cover that. Just wanted to talk about it a little bit with y'all. But yeah, I mean, I guess we know some things and we can complain about some things. So that's exactly what us Marvel fans love to do. So go ahead and complain about it in the comment section. You know what I mean? Boom shakalaka. Whoop. I'm the #1 Chief Rocker. Alrighty, let's kick it with Chad a little bit, and then let's get on out of here. What do you think, chat? Good stream? Did you have fun? That's just a terrible figure. Single joint and legs. They didn't even try. Headcanon is this isn't an official look. Yeah, and the thing is, if you look at how bad that Scorpion looks too, like that's to throw you a bone, bro. Like, this looks trash. The actual thing we've seen in the promo and on the back of the box looks much better. So it's probably gonna look much better in the movie, But at the same time, when a leak happens, we usually talk about the leak, So fair point. Uncle Ruckus Hulk, that would be hilarious. You're actually the only streamer I watch live. Well, you and the Burnt Peanut. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Hopefully I keep entertaining you, Could Hulk read minds like in the comics and remember what happened before Battleworld? Hulk read minds? I can't really recall Hulk reading minds. Or you mean reading Hulk's mind? Is that what you mean? How's the tooth, man? Oh, I'm doing much better. I just basically have a little bit of nerve damage still, and then there's still a little bit of the wound back there. So sometimes I will, yeah. So it's not 100%, but much better. I'd say I'm probably at 80%, and it feels wonderful to be able to make content again and be able to work. So he can talk to astral projections. He sees them. Say what? Is this in some recent stuff? Is this in the Immortal run? Because I've heard Immortal Hulk really does sort of retcon and add some interesting things to the old. Okay, interesting. So one of the things I heard was that it's kind of revealed throughout Immortal Hulk that Hulk is essentially the anger of the Living Tribunal. And so that's why he's immortal, and that's why he gets more powerful as he gets more mad, because he's tapping into the one above all energy, which is kind of cool. But I don't know if that, I don't know if Marvel would put that into a movie or anything like that. But I love your content, Josh. You're the man. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, the one below all. Oh, is that what they call it? Is that what they call the anger, or is it the anger of? Salute from Alaska. Question: how does this work with Jean Grey and Hulk? When's he supposed to be immune? When he's supposed to be immune to psychic attacks? It is probably going to be the case that the separation that Banner did between Hulk and himself created a susceptibility to telepathy, or the MCU version of Hulk just is susceptible to mind control. And technically, we've already seen that he is, because Wanda mind controls him, right? And Loki mind controls him. This dude gets mind controlled a lot. That's kind of what we're learning. Hulk smash everything. Hulk literally gets spaghettified, trapped in a black hole, breaks that black hole, and then kills Galactus, the return to Earth, to literally crack it in half. That sounds dope, bro. I will definitely look into that. That sounds incredible. What are my plans for the premiere night of Avengers Doomsday? I'm not really sure, brother. It's a little bit too far out to know for sure. I'll probably travel to see it at a big theater. My local theater is great, but just doesn't have like premium screens. Although I guess there's no IMAX anyway. So yeah, I'm just really not sure. I still remember Josh smashing the Cokes. Yeah, that was one stream, huh? I can't believe that actually happened. I was so fucking mad. I mean, I kind of expected a little bit. That's why I like got the Hulk hands out, and I was like, well, because I was thinking to myself, I didn't want to look, but I was like, if this really is all fucking Daredevil and Iron Man, I'm gonna be so mad. And then I was like, okay, well, how can I still make good content out of it? And I was like, I'll just fucking rage out and punch him. I actually think that more than you would assume. My solution to a lot of things is rage out and punch it. But that was a good stream. That's fun. All right, everybody. Well, look, I am going to get out of here. No stream tomorrow. They're actually shutting the power off here from like fucking like all day. I guess they do it once a year to work on the power or something. So I have no power in the house tomorrow. I'm going to do clips later today. That one video will drop tomorrow, and there'll be a couple of clips dropping tomorrow as well. And then we'll be back at it Wednesday to stream. And then remember, guys, this Saturday, we'll go at 11 a.m. this Saturday. We're going to do another stream where we deep dive. And this time, we're going to deep dive on Captain America, the first Avenger movie. And this is for members only. It is really great content, so it's a good time to become a member, so you can come on by for that on Saturday. And also, we have 3 more of those. This will be 4 total, and you can watch all of them. They usually end up being about an hour and a half, because we just go through the movie, break down all the cool things, talk about fun things you might have missed or whatever. It's a great way to re-explore those past Marvel movies. We're going to continue doing that throughout the year, so it's a good time to become a member for show. Appreciate you guys. Much love. And as I always say, I hope you, that's right, you,